Petty Officer Chris Tears.
No, but seriously, I really want to tune a sub from Firehouse. I think I need to get more sleep tonight. I want to watch Indiana Jones, and I really hope AMC doesn't go out of business cause it's the only theater I have.
Well, another song didn't start. Why would that be? Oh, here we go. Screw this countdown. Let's get this shit started. Welcome, guys. I guess the outro to that song is super long. I've never noticed that. It's like a 25-second silence. But welcome, guys. Hope everybody's doing well. It is April 13th. We are still in the throes of whatever the fuck is going on planet Earth right now. And but we're here together right now to talk about anything and everything. No topic of conversation this afternoon. My daughter is at my parents' house. Had a lot of shit to do today, so and they haven't left their damn house in a long time. Not worried about it. My mom's a breast cancer survivor. She lost her job. You know, hang out with my daughter. Hell yeah. They babysit usually once or twice a week, so I can knock some stuff out. And I knocked some video stuff out today, along with doing other shit that we've had to do. It's weird buying a house and then like 3 months later, pandemic and recession. We'll see. But welcome, guys. I hope everybody's doing well. Caleb Kemp, Overlord of Sith, and Vince coming in with super chats before the channel support before the stream even technically began. But welcome, guys. Let me see. Let me scroll up. I gotta scroll up a bit to see who's first. Caleb Kemp, hello there. Right back to you, General Kenobi. I hope you're doing well this afternoon, man. I hope the new temp situation is thriving for you, and I hope you found a little bit of something to do during all this shit, right? I bet a lot of places, like, I don't know if you want to divulge, but I bet a lot of places are hiring nowadays just because of the overwhelming kind of redirection of our economy. It's really interesting because how certain businesses are just kind of, as the saying goes, they got their dick in the dirt and they can't move. They can't do anything, right? But then other businesses are just completely thriving. The digital, the truckers. I mean, it's just absolutely insane how certain segments of an economy benefit from something like this, and it's great that those segments exist, but at the same time, it's a little icky. it's a little icky. I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know what the hell is going to happen, but I know a lot of people, as we all do, who are kind of immobile right now, and they're kind of in a state of being in a cocoon and stasis, and they have no idea what's going to happen. They've lost their jobs, and it's scary as fuck. But we'll see. We shall see. But welcome, guys. I appreciate that. And Vince win a cap. No, but seriously, I want a tuna sub from Firehouse. I think I need to get more sleep tonight. I want to watch Indiana Jones. And I really hope AMC doesn't go out of business. It's the only theater I have. Well, Vince, thank you so much for the generous super chat this afternoon, man. I'm not a seafood eater. Like, I'll eat tilapia or swordfish or mahi, some mild fish like that. Tuna, I mean, I'll dabble, but it has been, I probably haven't had a tuna sandwich in 10 years. And if I'm going to Firehouse, man, maybe the tuna from Firehouse is damn delicious, but if I'm going to Firehouse, which is a sub place for those of you who don't know, Firehouse subs, you get the hook and ladder with the daddle sauce. But maybe I'll get my daughter loves tuna, so maybe I'll get her the tuna Firehouse sub one day. But yeah, I haven't really been following any kind of financial stuff when it comes to movies or theaters or whatnot, but I would assume there's going to be a pretty big... this might push some industries to kind of rethink their... every aspect of their business, you know? I'm very curious if studios will kind of start releasing movies for home viewing much sooner. We know that Universal did that. I believe there's been a few. I'm curious if it's going to kind of be rethinking of the whole way certain segments of businesses conduct themselves. I don't know. It's going to be interesting, and especially places with offices that, you know, their employees are working from home right now, and they haven't missed a beat. It's kind of crazy that I have a lot of friends that are working from home right now, and they used to go to offices, and it's just there's not like it's really hampered them. They still have their conference calls and meetings and stuff like that, and I wonder if a lot of these places are going to completely stop doing in-person shit. It's interesting. I don't know. I mean, goddamn, Vince, it is so...
Thanks for keeping it real
one sec.
open for a live chat. Great hearing a stormtrooper's perspective in the quarantine.
JCM Painting, thank you so much for the incredible, generous super chat and channel support this afternoon, man. I greatly appreciate that. Give me one sec. I'm a long-winded son of a bitch, as you know. But yeah, Vince, watch that Indiana Jones. Tonight we're having pot roasts again. We made pot roast yesterday. 8 hours in the crock pot. Bunch of cut up a bunch of cut up carrots. Let that pot roast sit in there. You got some au jus on it. You got a pack of au jus on it. You got a pack of ranch dressing on it. Let that go for 8 hours. Just falls apart. Make some mashed potatoes, chunky mashed potatoes. Oh, one sec.
With a pineapple and brown sugar glaze. It was excellent.
Nice.
Ham sandwiches tonight. Also, the Big Ross documentary on the Blue_Ray was good. Cheers, friend.
Hell yeah, Took. We are turning this into a food stream once again. I love it, man. But give me one sec, man. But yeah, Vince. Hell yeah. Get some sleep. I'm with you. But I appreciate that channel support this afternoon, and hope you're doing well. And who is next? Overlorded Sith, thank you so much for the channel support as well. Hey, man, you check out 2 new tribute videos of mine. One's about the Knights of Ren, and the other is about Gundam, or just general Knights. Why can't I ever go to people's YouTube channels nowadays? It's so weird. It's like they got rid of that feature where you can click on somebody's name, and click go to channel. I don't know why that doesn't exist anymore. Overlorded Sith. Why isn't that popping up on my YouTube? Weird. One sec, man. I'm trying to find it. Well, let me just go to YouTube. Here we go. Overlorded Sith. Filter channel. Is this going to work? Weird. Is it possible to throw okay, Overlorded, I got you on Twitter. Do me a favor and tweet them my way. That'll be the best way for me to see it and remember to check it. But yeah, man, I'll definitely check them out. I'm curious if it's the Knights of Ren or if it's just in general Knights. I don't know. Speaking of Knights, my buddy will not stop talking or texting me about Mount and Blade 2. I think it's Mount and Blade 2. He was just sent. He's a long texter. If you're listening to this, you're a long texter and you know who you are. He'll send me like paragraphs about a 50v50 battle that he had in a video game, and I'm like, what? It's kind of shit that you have to be there, right? And I wasn't, because it's a single player game, I think. But anyway, yeah, tweet it to me, man. What's up, Molly? Good to see ya. Hope you guys are doing well and staying sane. I see that you guys post like D&D nights with your buddies. It's pretty cool. I need to do something. I had a Zoom chat with some of my oldest friends recently. Same friends that I go to the cabin every year with, that some of you guys have heard me talk about. Known them since I was like 14, 15. But anything to keep sane, right? Carter Lovejoy, I think you were next. Carter Lovejoy, thank you so much for the channel support. Greedo, you've been targeted by EFAP. No, I would not call it targeting. I love the format of their show. I've never really watched or listened to too much of it, but I love the idea of it. That, there's a lot of channels or streamers that do that kind of stuff, that cover other people's stuff. But I don't know. They've watched my videos before. I don't give a fuck if they disagree or agree. Like, it doesn't bother me. I think it bothers other people more than it bothers me. You know what I mean? I don't know. It doesn't bother me whatsoever, man. Like, I honestly don't give a shit, and I wish them the best, because, as I said, I like the format. They often seem like they're having fun from what I've listened to. I will say that they seem like professional contrarians at times. But hey, they seem to keep it fun. And Mahler's popped on this stream before. When it's a one-on-one, he seems to be a nice guy, but yeah, we'll see. But anyway, wish the best. But I appreciate that, Carter. And Luke Spicer, thank you so much, man. Did you notice how in Together Again, the Trandoshan overseer got kicked by Rafa and made a raptor noise from Jurassic Park? Really? Seriously? Luke, or maybe Muller's popped on once. I think he's just popped on once. Luke, why did I type Luke Spicer into Google? Together Again, Jurassic Park. That would probably bring it up, right? Really? Let's see. Together Again, Clone Wars, Jurassic Park. Weird. It's nothing's pulling up, but let's see. No, I did not notice that at all. And I'm trying to think when Trandoshan Overseer got kicked by Rafa. That was when she and her sister were trying to scheme and trying to steal spice from the Pikes, right? Almost like stealing from mobsters to pay mobsters. I don't remember that. I remember the Trandoshan. I remember that kind of like scuffle, but I don't remember that sound effect. That is worth going back and picking up on. I'd like to hear that. But I appreciate that, Luke. I'm sure there's all sorts of little Easter eggs and whatnot. So there's 4 more episodes in this season. We'll see. I really, I have a feeling that one of the bigger complaints about the show or this season will be what people perceive as a lack of closure. But at the same time, the show is kind of a midway point. It's kind of a gap. I don't know how to explain it. it fills in some holes in a good way. You know, it fills in some gaps. It is a placeholder in between episodes, and we kind of know the conclusions of all these characters. So I don't feel like the Clone Wars needs to have a and maybe it will, but I don't feel like it needs to have a like a concrete sense of finality. You know what I mean? But I have a feeling that will be a pretty big complaint, because I think it will appear to be a little open-ended, because we see Ahsoka and other material. We see, you know, Darth Maul and other material. So we kind of know what happens to a lot of these characters, film and non-film. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway. And JCM Painting, thank you so much for the super chat channel support as well. Thanks for keeping it real and open for a live chat. Great hearing a stormtrooper's perspective in the quarantine. Thumbs up. Well, thumbs up right back to you, man. I got a 32-ounce Nalgene. You can't hear it, but maybe you can. I'm cheersing the microphone. But JCM, I appreciate that, man. It's yeah, and I appreciate everybody listening, because you know, we're all kind of bumming around and trying to figure out what the hell's going on. You know, as I've said, my wife works in the medical field. So for us, our routine hasn't really changed too much, because I'm still at home. Well, the only thing that's really changed for me is freelance stuff. The past couple, I would say 2 months, non-existent. Just the businesses that I was doing freelance for have completely stopped production, stopped doing what they've done, and that has completely dried up. So other than that, man, our schedules haven't changed, because my wife is still obviously going to work in the medical field, without getting too specific. And I'm watching my daughter and making videos. But the hardest thing is like trying to figure out fun stuff to do with my daughter, because, you know, I used to take her to the zoo and whatnot. And again, this is not me whining. It's a bummer. People have it way fucking worse, right? I get it. But like, yeah, it just sucks seeing everybody kind of like. I went to the grocery store, man. I went to the grocery store on was it Friday? No, it was Saturday morning. Saturday morning, I got enough shit to where I won't have to go to the grocery store for 2 or 3 weeks now. But I just felt like everybody was wearing. I would say 75% of the people were wearing masks. I had one on, and everybody, there was, I don't know. It felt like there was like a loss of humanity. People were understandably kind of wary of others, and you could tell that they were trying to avoid it, and there were lines on the grocery store floor pointing you in the direction that you had to walk. They told you you're not allowed to go backwards on the line. You come around, because they don't want to, you know, have people walk in front of one another and cross paths, which probably not going to make a difference, but I mean, we all got to abide by it, right? Do the best we can. But it felt like a loss of humanity. Everybody shuffling around with masks on, forced to go in one direction in a grocery store. And it just, I don't know, man. I'm ready for this shit to be over. Whatever normal is going to mean in the future, you know? But we'll see. I appreciate that, JCM. Extremely generous this afternoon, man. And Took17, right? Same to you, Took. Made my first ham on a low-key Easter with a pineapple and brown sugar glaze. It was excellent. Ham sandwiches.
The very last scene of the CW will be before the credits roll. I have a hunch it will be Ahsoka meeting Bail Organa and taking the full chromalias like in her novel. Love the channel.
Brian, that is probably... Well, that's... Oh, give me one sec, Brian. Give me one sec. I appreciate that. That's a good question, and I'm kind of on the same page as you. But Took says, with the pineapple and brown sugar glaze, it was excellent. Ham sandwiches tonight, hell yeah. Also, the big Rise of Skywalker documentary on the Blu-ray was good. Cheers, friend. Yeah, people have told me to watch, because, I mean, you know me. I'm not a fan of Rise of Skywalker. I want to see it again because, yeah, as of right now, it's the only Star Wars movie I've seen once. And you know, with multiple viewings, sometimes a movie might have a slightly different impression on it the second time around, right? So, which do not see that being the case. There's just too many issues with that movie that I just I don't know. Man, I've made 2 videos about it, which is kind of crazy, right? That movie. Anyway, that sounds damn delicious, Took. The last time what did I do? Oh yeah, I smoked a pork butt. That's the last time we had like a big ham that we made anything like that. I smoked a big pork butt like 3 years ago at our old house. Had a smoker, and it turned out pretty damn good. And we made ham sandwiches with that as well. But that sounds awesome. Pineapple and brown sugar, good combo for sure on a little bit of pork. We, like I said, I don't know if you heard it, we made a roast last night. Crock pot, 8 hours, some au jus, ranch, carrot. That's my mom's recipe. And then some mashed potatoes, chunky mashed potatoes, the way I like it, with a little bit of sour cream in there, right? That's what I like. But yeah, our Easter was pretty low key. I'm assuming everybody else's was. All we did was I woke up. I made some chocolate chip pancakes for me, my wife, and my daughter. My daughter, we just played. We got her some toys and obviously a ton of candy, which now she just wants candy, and I'm like, God damn it, I shouldn't have bought her all that candy. And also for another reason I shouldn't have bought it was because I'm eating it all. Like, I mean, you know how it is. Older you get, no matter how many miles you run, you have a couple chocolate bars, and then the next day you just feel like you're death. But yeah, anyway, how do we get down that road? Oh, and then we hid some Easter eggs, but it's fun, man. Like, you know, you have kids. It's fun to like see them kind of get the concept of things, and we hid some Easter eggs out back. She ran around and she loved that she loved the idea of finding Easter eggs. So we did that about 5 times yesterday. Just started hiding them around the house, and she would walk around with her basket and find them and put them in the basket. It was fun, man. It was fun. But yeah. Anyway, Took, enjoy the ham sandwiches. For me, I would try to emulate a little bit of a Cuban. Put some mustard on it. Put a pickle. That's all you need. That's all you need. Another foodie stream for sure. Well, yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. Let's see. Where did it go? Caleb Kemp, I'm keeping busy currently writing a Loverboy Media inspired Why I Love video for 9. Why I Love You. Oh, writer's block hit yesterday, but otherwise keeping occupied. A Loverboy Media. Loverboy Media. Do I know what that is? Loverboy Media. Oh, YouTube channel. Okay. You guys know me. I don't watch. I'm the worst YouTuber in the history. Is that what you're talking about? Loverboy Media YouTube channel? Okay. Movies, Brinking Banter Reviews. Movies. Nice. Yeah, dude, it's hilarious, Caleb. Like, I follow a lot of people on Twitter, and I see familiar YouTuber names, you know? I'm looking at this guy's, like, recommended list or whatever it's called. And I'm like, yeah, I recognize some of these names, but I've never seen any videos. I watch, like, it's a bummer. I don't really consume much YouTube anymore. Past couple years, you know, since I had a kid. The only YouTube that I consume is like Coco Melon and Sesame Street shit. Other than that, like if Red Letter Media uploads something, you know, I'll watch it while it's early morning, or if I'm uploading or like rendering a video or something like that, and I just want to kind of have a cup of coffee and sit, I'll watch that. But other than that, man, my YouTube basically consists of Red Letter Media and some Chris Stuckman YouTube reviews or movie reviews. And then the occasional SpaceX launch, other than that. But, yeah, man, keep it up. Especially not very many places to go. Make this, that's some, like, hippy-dippy motivational bullshit in the middle of a pandemic, right? Well, utilize this time to make creative stuff. Motherfucker, I'm trying to find some bread. Well, write your novel. Paint your painting. Make art. I can't pay my rent. Well, go outside and paint a mural on tell everybody you love to read. Anyway, I appreciate that, Caleb. And Brian Boardwell, what do you think the very last scene of Clone Wars will be? Before the credits roll, I have a hunch it will be Ahsoka meeting Bail Organa and taking the fulcrum alias like her novel. Love the channel. Sorry, where did that go? Where did that go? Wait, where did it go? There we go. Sorry. I have 100. Yeah. So Brian, I am kind of on board with you with that idea. It will either end like that. I don't know, man, because that happened at the end of the Ahsoka novel, which surprised me. I read the Ahsoka novel. Just kind of on a whim. It was free on my Kindle. I didn't really know anything about the book. It wasn't a Star Wars novel that really interested me that much. And I generally don't. Yeah, I mean, I've read a few canon novels, but for the most part, Star Wars reading in me, I'm kind of selective and picky with it. But I tend to read nonfiction. But I thoroughly enjoyed the Ahsoka novel. I was surprised. I liked it. I honestly liked it more than the Thrawn book. I liked it more than Last Shot. I did not like it more than Bloodline, but I think Bloodline is still my favorite in kind of the new canon. But I'm currently reading right now Alphabet Squadron. And I'm thoroughly enjoying that so far. But yeah, man, I like the idea of the Last Shot being something like that links up with the book. If it did completely link up with the book, I don't know when they're gonna. Oh, man, there's so many just variations in the timelines because obviously this is still taking place in between Attack of the Clones and Sith, and things are gearing up. But are we gonna make that jump into Sith territory, and then are we gonna make the jump into the Ahsoka novel territory? You know what I mean? Like, I really don't know what the final scene will be of the Clone Wars. I really don't know, but that is a good guess. That's a good guess. If I had to guess, it would probably be something like that. They don't really need to acknowledge a lot of the stuff that she did on the planet with the two sisters in the book. They could just kind of wash over that, skip over that, and go to Bail Organa. I think that would be a good pickup. I think that would be a good tie-in for multiple media to kind of sew together, But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, Brian. And Overlorded Sith just posted the link in Twitter. Nice. To me. See, let me see. I don't get notifications of things like that. Okay, let me see. Blades and Blood. Nice. All right, I'll check it out after the stream. Song, Prayer, Disturbed. Oh, Prayer by Disturbed. Holy shit, I haven't heard the band. I haven't heard this the name Disturbed in a long time. That's crazy. Are they still making music? Interesting. But I'll check it out. I don't know anything about Gundam. I've never watched. I've probably watched 30 minutes of anime in my entire life. I can kind of remember the last time I watched an anime. Well, I guess if you count the Animatrix, then maybe 2 hours of anime in my life. But the last time that I sat down and watched anything anime was when I was probably 12. Living in Georgia. I had a neighbor who was like 13, and he was into Naruto, I think. Is that the one with the orange clothes? I have no idea what I'm talking about. Naruto. Yeah. Okay. Yep. That's what he was into. I think. No. Oh no. I'm Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is the one that I'm thinking of. Yeah, I don't know anything about this. But yeah, he was super into Dragon Ball Z, and I went over and maybe just sat in his room as he had it on. I don't remember showing much interest in it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know why, man. I think, yeah, I really don't know why I never got into it. It's, for whatever reason, it just wasn't really exposed to it, never really showed much interest in it, and yeah, I don't know. I've always thought it looked cool, you know. Whenever I see those commercials on like Adult Swim, I always think that the animation looks neat, and you know. But anyway, I appreciate that, Overlorded. I'll check it out. Sega Gogu, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I love this question. Would you rather explore deep space or the ocean abyss? You know, it depends on the method of travel, I guess. If I had a just an instant folding of space and time, and I could pop in and out of existence wherever I wanted on this massive universal grid, then I would probably pick deep space. You got to think, like, even if you're traveling at the speed of light, and you say you're exploring deep space, if you're traveling at the speed of light, sure, you might not age, but just to go from, like, I don't know, you say deep space. Let's say you want to go to the Andromeda Galaxy, right? At the speed of light. It would still take 2.5 million years to get there. At the speed of light from here, if you launched from Earth. 2.5 million years. Exploring deep space, cool, but I think methods of transportation need to be tens of thousands of years in the future. Maybe we'll do it, but the ocean's abyss sounds great, but it doesn't stir that sense of wonder that deep space does for me, you know. Probably just because it is terrestrial, and that we're so used to it and we take it for granted. But there's so much life down there yet to be discovered, and life pops up on thermal pockets where you can't even imagine that it pops up. It is a fascinating kind of ecosystem. That being said, deep space is kind of that new horizon. It is that ocean that people used to sail on, you know. So I think I would rather explore deep space if I had solid methods of transportation where I could pop in and out of existence on this universal grid, as I said, and not have to go for millions of years in one direction to get somewhere. And I can envision it being extremely boring. You know, I have this kind of romantic view of exploring the cosmos. But let's face it, once you go in a direction, you are basically in darkness for a very long time. I mean, I think of the two Voyager probes out there. They've kind of exited our solar system or the sun's major gravitational influence, and they're out there. They're out in interstellar space now. These lonely hunks of metal, just kind of forever flying at like 40,000 miles an hour, something like that. Just endlessly out there. Pew! And imagine being on a spaceship, just doing that. What are you gonna do? Watch reruns of Friends until you get to the Andromeda Galaxy 2.5 million years from now? Fuck that. Anyway, Sega, that was a long rambling answer to say deep space with some conditions. But I appreciate that, man. And what does it... Vince Wynn, thank you so much, man. What does it say about me that this one pick from Dune has me so hyped? I love the phase when marketing is so minimal for movies. Most effective, in my opinion. I agree. There we go. Yeah, what... Is there a picture of Dune that was released? Let's see. 9 hours ago. Oh, a first look at Timothée Chalamet in Dune. Okay. All right. I didn't know this existed. This image. I guess it only came out 9 hours ago, according to this. Yeah. No, I'm completely on board with you, Vince. It's kind of why, like, sure, I've always said that I want just a teaser trailer, especially with Star Wars movie kind of gearing into the sequel trilogy. The more you show me, the more, I can't resist watching a trailer. If you put a trailer out, I'm going to watch it. If some shit leaks online, I'm not going to pay attention to it. But if it's like official material that they're comfortable showing, yeah, I'm on board. But I don't want them to release trailers, right? I just want like a little 30-second teaser. I'm good to go. I'm going to see it, And I'm with you. Like those early Vanity Fair and Wired magazines from before The Force Awakens, there's just so much mystery. What the hell is this movie this going to be? What is this trilogy going to be like? Yeah, some big up and downs, right? Some moments of awesome and then some moments of blah. But just an image can give you so much hype and hope and stir that imagination. And I think less, if you have a property, if you have a franchise, less is more, I think, to stir that imagination and get people excited. Like this Dune. I'm not the biggest fan of Dune. I own the book. I saw the movie years ago. Barely remember it. I get it actually mixed. It's really stupid. Let me see what year the movie came out. No, it was like 1980 something, right? No, okay, 1984. Okay, 1984. Okay, they're not even close. I was gonna say I get Gattaca and Dune mixed up, and that is they're not even close. And I probably saw them around the same time when I was a kid, and that's the last I've thought of them, to tell you the truth. But like with huge properties like that, less is more in the marketing, in my opinion. Like, do you need to spend tens of millions of dollars to market a Star Wars movie? I mean, maybe. I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't do it if it didn't work, right? I think. But less is more. Just a teaser image. Get that imagination stirring. I don't need a 2-minute long trailer with voiceovers and basically showing the movie from start to finish in clips. I don't need that. Yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, Vince. And Tony Mario Golden II, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support as well. Without being too specific, what freelance work do you do? And what advice would you give to someone who wants to get into freelancing? The advice that I would give is, it's not as fun as it seems. Oh, you get to work from home? You get to be on your own schedule? I mean, that all sounds cool, right? But it's also, it can be very hectic and nerve-wracking because you are relying on yourself and you're relying on clients that need work, and you're relying on the people who are going to pay the clients for needing the work. It's a chain. It's a train. And we're all on this train, and if the front fails, everybody else in this train, all the other carts kind of go off the rails, off the tracks, and we're all sitting and not moving, right? So it's fun. It's great because at times, there's a great workload and you're on your own schedule. But then when things dry up and this kind of shit happens, which is very rare, you're kind of out of luck. It sucks, So, the best advice that I can give you is don't do shit for free. Don't settle for lower prices. I see so many people just kind of like doing stuff for exposure, which is great maybe a first couple times, but and doing like making logos for like $50 or something. Dude, it's gonna the clients are gonna bitch and moan, and they're gonna want changes to it, and it's gonna end up taking you so many more hours than that $50 would. So do not charge less than you think you deserve. Come up with an hourly schedule and stick to that. An hourly wage, rather, an hourly cost to your client, and stick to that. Be open and transparent about what you are going to charge up front. And I mean, if you feel like you can negotiate, then do it. But I would say it's up to them to accept or decline. You ask for what you think you deserve, and if it's $20 an hour to $50 an hour, you know. It all depends on the project. Stick to your guns and don't. So I've had so many clients, so many people try to weasel out of stuff or not, or try not to. I don't know how to put this. So yeah, how do I put this? Be upfront about what you're going to charge. And another thing is be upfront about time frames, and also get as much information depending on what you want to do. If it's like graphic design or something like that, be upfront with getting as much information from the client that you can about what they want, because clients can be wishy-washy about what they want, and they'll say, you just make whatever you think fits, right? Well, then you make what you think fits, and they don't like it. They want a complete rehaul. Well, you told me to make what I thought fit, right? So I've had that happen. Other than that, man, I've done a lot of I prefer doing photography freelance opposed to everything else, because a lot of the times you work alone, and once the photography project's done, you bring it home and you edit them, and it's kind of a little moment in your cave where you can edit the stuff, make the stuff, and send the stuff. So it's fun, it's frustrating, and it's nerve-wracking, but I'm kind of over it, to tell you the truth. After this whole situation and the nerve-wracking kind of everything up in the air situation that we're all in, freelancing is not something that I think I'm going to pursue much further than I was, if at all. I have a plan right now, using my DD-214, which is the discharge papers from the military, and I'm probably going to go end up getting certified to do something that I've always wanted to do. We shall see. But yeah, it's fun, man. I could talk about it for a long time. I feel like I just rambled on and on and on as I do. But yeah, anyway. I appreciate that, Tony. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Nathan, who is next? Lewis, Caleb. Wait, where did Caleb go? No, Lewis. Lewis, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. Just found out I'm going to be a dad. So I'm a bit what you call nervous. I can imagine. Any tips for this pre-dad phase, please? Does this stress go away? No, it doesn't go away, Lewis. It never goes away. Well, congratulations, first of all. That's extremely exciting. Life is about to be awesome, even more awesome than you could ever imagine, even more stressful, as you put it. It's, man, the best advice. How could I don't know. Just become patient. I'm trying to think the best advice. Yeah, for me, if I could go back and do it all again, Jesus, I don't know. I don't even know what to think to change. I think just having patience, especially like in the early phases. Our daughter, Lewis, had colic, which I guess it's like a digestive issue, kind of a tummy issue. Tummy hurts. And for 2 months, man, maybe 3 months, it was constant screaming. She didn't sleep for more than, I would say, 2 hours at a time at night before she just woke up and started screaming again. She had moments of complete, just best kid ever for an hour, and then she would be screaming for 4 hours. And we would give her like tummy drops and stuff like that. And eventually she grew out of it. But yeah, we would take her to the doctor, and it's just something that some kids go through, and it really does test your patience. Nobody tells, oh, it's amazing, it's great. Yeah, it is amazing and great. And then you just sit there with a screaming baby in your hand as the clock ticks to the 4th hour, and you are just sitting there like, oh my God, I should have bought those headphones, you know? I know it's horrible to say, but it's, you know, anybody that has a kid, you can have those moments where you're just sitting there like, I need some headphones right now, you know? I need to just blast like fucking Rage Against the Machine, Sleep Now in the Fire. But it's all about patience, man. And it's, you know, the coolest thing for me to see, my daughter's almost 2, she'll be 2 on Friday, is her learning and developing language skills and just piecing words together and creating sentences and singing entire verses of songs. And, you know, she picks up on things. Yeah, we have little lessons here and there, you know, but she's a sponge, and she just absorbs everything, as all kids do, right? And then one morning, you know, we walk into her room, she pops up and she just says a phrase that she heard us say last week or something like that. And you're like, wow, it's just mind blowing. But yeah, man, like, be patient. Don't get too nervous. You know, a lot of people have done it. A lot of dummies have done it. I'm guessing you're not a dummy, and you'll be okay. That's kind of how I justify a lot of things. Like, if you go in to take a test on something, or if you go in to get certified for something, you go, a lot of dummies have done this. I think I'll be all right. Even though I'm a big dummy too. But yeah, Lewis, best of luck, man. It's all about patience. Have fun with it. You know, take lots of pictures. Put down your goddamn phone, and just enjoy it. Enjoy it. I would recommend getting. So I don't know if you're gonna baby stream and food stream today, ladies and gentlemen. The things that I would recommend getting, Lewis, is we had a microwave sterilizer. You know, everybody said you needed to sterilize bottles and stuff like that after they use them on the stove by boiling it. Well, we found a sterilizer that you pop in the microwave. You put a little bit of water in it. You heat it up for a couple minutes, and it sterilizes through steam. Works great. We use that every time until she, grew out of a bottle. Other than that, we had a boppy. They're called a boppy, and they're just kind of like a little thing that you can put them in, and it's almost like a bean bag. And it just worked great for her, sitting in when she was a baby. We never really used our baby slings, like the chest harnesses. We never really used those. Even we used it a couple times on hikes, but other than that, we never really used it. Because she was born in April, and, Florida summers is hot as shit. And whenever I used it, I always felt bad because, it'd be like 100 degrees outside and she's up against my chest. And I just, kind of a little wary about it. But anyway, fatherhood's exciting, man. Best of luck to you. And if you ever want to chit-chat about it, I'm here. And Caleb Kemp, it's funny because I discovered Loverboy through you. You replied to him when he was talking about he was getting dislikes because he liked Rambo. Oh, really? That's funny, man. Yeah, I have, well, first of all, I have a horrible memory. But no, that's hilarious. Yeah, I wish the new Rambo. Wait, the one where Last Blood. Oh no, and that one I haven't seen. Last Blood. I don't really have a desire to see Last Blood. What was the one before that? Rambo. 2008. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. Where he literally just sits on like an M240 for, I actually know what that was, for like 5 minutes, and Sylvester Stallone just kind of holds down the trigger. I don't know. That's funny though, man. Yeah, I need to watch more YouTube. But yeah. Anyway, like I said, my YouTube basically is an hour a week, if maybe not even that, maybe an hour every 2 weeks, which consists of like maybe a video game review, maybe a random, I don't know, Chris Stuckman review, maybe a random Red Letter Media video. Other than that, man, I wish I had more time to kind of support creators and talk and watch stuff, but life. Dad stuff. Only dads will understand that shit, right? But Asus North America. What's going on, computer people? That's random. Nathan Pelka, thank you so much for the channel support. What if Moff Gideon kills Ahsoka with the Darksaber in The Mandalorian Season 2? But I cannot imagine that happening. Where does it line up in the timeline? Let me see. Okay, let's see. Star Wars Timeline Mandalorian. I know, like... See, I didn't really watch much of... Alright, let's see here. Rise of Skywalker, Mandalorian. So, you got Rogue One, A New Hope, Rebels. Okay, so Mandalorian will be the last... I was seeing if there was any Star Wars or Ahsoka material post-Mandalorian on this timeline. Okay, so no, we got Clone Wars, Rebels. The Ahsoka book just comes like directly after Return of the Jedi. Or no, directly after Revenge of the Sith. So yeah, The Mandalorian will be the last... If all the rumors are true, seems like it, will be the last appearance from Ahsoka in this timeline. Interesting. I highly doubt that'll happen, Nathan. I would be very surprised. This beloved... you never know. I mean, every character needs a beginning, middle, and end, I suppose. In Star Wars, every character seems to... everybody always wants to know where a character came from as early as they possibly can. What happens to a character as late as possibly can. Birth to death and everything in between. So I guess maybe that's possible. You never know. Yeah, I mean, golly, that's really tough. I say that I don't want to see that, but at the same time, you know, a little bit of freedom there to play with that character as much as they want. And it's not like it would probably be the end of this Ahsoka, right? And you could always tell more tales in the past. Just pop in and out of existence in the Star Wars timeline. I don't know. I think Gideon is going to be quite the ruthless son of a bitch. But if I had to guess, if I had a stack of chips, I would put them all down on Ahsoka surviving the Mandalorian. But we shall see. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. And JJ, Mr. Just Jedi, good to see you as always. I want to explore space. How crazy would it be? Yeah, it's you know, as I said earlier, there's so much emptiness out there that you would really need to... I'm thinking like, I don't know, 10,000 years from now. Maybe that's even further out than we need to go. But just to be on the safe side, 10,000. Let's say 10,000 years. 10,000 years. Hopefully, we've kind of harnessed a lot of power to pop in and out of existence around the universe. We should master the universe, I suppose. It would be awesome to do that, but exploring space with kind of, especially methods of propulsion nowadays, no thanks. On long-term scales, yeah, sure, I'll go to Mars. 8 months, let's get there. Boom, come back, sweet, on board. Deployment, easy peasy, knock it out, did it, got it. But going to like interstellar space, going to Alpha Centauri, which is, I believe, 4 light years away, taking 4 years at the speed of light. That's at the speed of light. If you're gonna go like 35,000 miles an hour, it's gonna take you a load longer than that. So exploring space, cool, yeah. I have a romantic sense about it. It is, it's the uncharted ocean. I'm on board. That is the future. But I'll wait for technology. I'll be long dead, right? But I'll wait for technology and future generations to make that leap. I'll go to the moon. I'll go to Mars. I'll spend a couple years out there, but I'm not going out there to die on an endless trajectory to Alpha Centauri. Maybe just to never find anything. Just more planets and more gas. But yeah. Anyway. And Iron Honey, thank you so much. I saw you mention Star Trek Picard in that video. Overall, liked it, not as much as Deep Space Nine or TNG. I'm curious about your thoughts. Stay safe. Yeah, I gave 2 episodes. I feel like I didn't give the show enough of a chance What video was that? Oh, the Clone Wars video. Yeah. I had to think. I feel like I didn't give the show enough of a chance. That being said, I probably won't. There's too much good shit to watch on TV now. That the Picard series just didn't keep my interest. You know, I when it comes to certain things like Star Trek, The Next Generation, and the character of Picard, I liked the way Picard was handled. I thought I really liked that first episode, the first quarter of that first episode, I guess. And I like the position that Picard was in. Overall, it just didn't feel like Star Trek to me. It's just not for me. I would rather watch TNG again. I would rather start Deep Space Nine, which is one of the Star Trek series I've never seen. Which is probably the next one that I'm going to watch because it's my buddy's favorite Star Trek, and I've never really seen it. I've maybe seen a couple episodes when I was a kid. That's about it. So yeah, I'm picky with my Trek. Because, you know, when you get into like modern Trek, which with like the Abrams Trek, sure, they're fun. Like the 2009 Star Trek had a great cast, great chemistry. It was a fun romp, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was. Don't really have a desire to watch Discovery, because I don't know. I like my Trek to be, a little bit of heady, obviously heady. TNG, as you know, as a TNG fan, it can be pretty soap opera-y, you know? And I like that about it. I like that there's so much variation in each episode. You know, one episode, Picard could be put unconscious and live an entire life. The flute episode, what was it called? The something light. Oh, what was that called? Something light. I can't remember. Yeah, trippy episodes like that where Picard goes unconscious, lives an entire life on another planet, from his age now to death, and he lives like 30, 40 years of an existence. But on the Enterprise, he was unconscious for like 20 minutes, and something like that is interesting. It was really neat. It's one of my favorite episodes that I can't think of the name of, right? And then you can have an episode where I don't know. You got people fighting for power that are Klingons. I don't really care for Klingon episodes, but I don't know. There's so much variety, and I just feel like a lot of that's missing in modern Star Trek, which is fine. You know, it can all exist, but if I'm gonna watch something, I'm gonna try to watch something that I'm thoroughly into. You know, but that's just me. A lot of people seem to like Picard. Most people that I've talked to seem to like Picard. I don't know. I don't know if I'm in the minority opinion, but it just, you know, sometimes things just don't hit you, and it's all right. Glad a lot of people seem to like it. We'll see. And Overlorded Sith, check out the Phase 0 Dark Trooper mod on Battlefront 2 Nexus. Let me look that up. Battlefront 2. I haven't looked at this in a long time. I feel maybe it was you in the past. Told me about Nexus mods. The Hut Slayer. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. I've never really gone down this rabbit hole. Oh, I see. Dark Trooper Phase 0. It looks like it's brand new. Man, I've never really looked at any of these mods. This might be make for a pretty fun video. This looks pretty neat, man. I'm let's see, latest. What's the latest? Old Luke Skywalker. Let's see what this looks like. That's pretty good. I mean, it still looks like young, but that's pretty good. Jedi Temple Guard. 4K Boba. What? Cyborg Darth Yoda. What? People have fun with this. Ahsoka Rebel lightsaber. There's an Ahsoka mod. That's pretty cool. Yeah, man, I would love to mess around with this in Battlefront. I don't know. I'm assuming there's some rules on what you can and can't do online with this. Obviously, you know, if I had like an Ahsoka mod that went over, I don't know, Rey, Obviously, the other people playing against me would not see Ahsoka. They would see Rey because they don't have the Ahsoka file on their computer. Kind of works the same way as when I built Counter-Strike maps. The person has to have the files, the textures, whatnot on their computer for it to work. Otherwise, it'll just either look like the regular model or nothing. So yeah, this looks cool, man. I'm gonna go down a little rabbit hole and try to figure out how to have fun with this. Ralph McQuarrie, Darth Vader. That looks pretty awesome. All right. This is what I've always wanted in these modern Battlefront games, you know. The ability to customize and create and even make your own maps, because I mean, you know this, Overlord. I spent the better part of 5 years or so of my gaming life making Counter-Strike maps, character models or textures, whatnot, and I loved it, you know. But anyway, I appreciate that, Overlord. I need to keep an eye on it. And Viva Los Videos, thank you so much for the channel support as well. Did you get the Star Wars 4K Blu-rays? The giant Best Buy pack? No. No, and I probably won't, man. Like, I'm not one to collect anything. I don't buy Star Wars merch. I own all the movies. The only one that I don't own is Rise of Skywalker. I'm just waiting on it. Eventually I'll get it, I'm sure, but maybe I'll buy it used on Blu-ray, on 4K, on eBay. Who knows? But so no, Viva, I didn't, you know, I own all the movies that it would come with. I'm sure there's some fun behind the scenes stuff on all 20,000 of those discs. But for me, you know, eventually, yeah, I don't know. I don't have a desire to buy them. Especially at $250. That's another like Xbox console. That's so much money. That's so crazy to me. It's, you know, if you can do it, that's awesome. I would rather buy something else. We need a new table in the kitchen. But yeah, man, like, I own the movies. I'm happy with that. I've never been one to need multiple copies of things, or I've never been a big collector of things in Star Wars. I don't feel that burning itch to watch it or to buy them, you know. But yeah, man. The only things that I collect, because I kind of see that as a collectible item. So the only things that I really collect are like coffee mugs and pint glasses and shot glasses and shirts from the places that I've been, you know. That's about it. But anyway, I appreciate that. Viva la videos. I'm very curious. You know, I'm going to throw up a Twitter poll asking people if they're going to buy it or not, because I haven't really gotten a general sense of if people are actually interested in that big thing or not. I've heard some people are going to buy it, but I haven't really, you know. Anyway. And Sully Hogs, thank you so much, man. Good to see you. The hog is here, babes. What's going on, Sully? Hope you're staying sane and safe. We need to figure out an Empire out. It's completely my fault. We need to figure out an Empire at War, at least a time to play or even a time to stream. Maybe we can do that. I think the last time we discussed it, it was kind of before all the mayhem and before the world closed down, wasn't it? I feel like it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Maybe even a month ago. But we need to get that into gear for sure. But it's good to see you, Sully. Hope everything's going well. And yeah, maybe I'm trying to think. I know my wife wanted to watch a movie that I wasn't really that interested in, so maybe I'll have a game night and she'll have a movie night, and we can play a little Empire at War. I'll let you know. But anyway, I appreciate that, Sully. And JJ, will we be able to explore the universe when we die? Oh, I don't know. Who knows, man? Nobody's come back to tell us, right? I hope so, at least. I'm not a religious person. I kind of err on the side of who the hell knows. I don't have confidence enough to say what happens, right? Anybody that I feel like, I mean, we can all be hopeful and wishful and stuff like that, but anybody that I feel is super concrete about what happens might be lying to themselves, you know? Because we're all in the same boat together. Nobody knows any more information than you or me or I about any of that stuff, right? But in a perfect world, yeah. In a perfect world, it would be like Well, I don't know. Would you want to? Would you want to? I don't know. Explore the universe. Some people's idea of the afterlife, a perfect afterlife, might be sitting on the couch watching the Kardashians. So maybe your what happens to you is what you've always wanted to do. But who knows? It would be cool though, JJ, if like you could almost go into creator mode if you were like if you were like an admin in a Steam game and you could just fly around going through walls and going wherever you wanted, just infinite, clipping as they call it. But yeah, man, hopefully something like that happens, JJ. We shall see. I'm a little more pessimistic maybe with that kind of stuff. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate that, man. And Tony, once again, thank you so much. Review each season of Deep Space Nine on your channel, please. How many seasons are there? Dude, I haven't even reviewed each season of Rebels. But Deep Space Nine actually interests me more than Rebels. Just because I've heard good things about both things, but I've had friends that have tried to get me to get into Deep Space Nine for a long time. So there are 176 episodes, and how many seasons? How many seasons? 7 seasons. All right. I'm not going to say that I will review every episode of season of Deep Space Nine. If I ever started watching the show and going through the show, there's no question in my mind that I would make just an overall thoughts of the series video, as I've done with. I made a Trek video maybe a couple months ago. I can't remember. But yeah, maybe I'll do a season review thing on the channel. We'll see. I guess that would work. How many episodes are in a season? Let's see. A lot. It doesn't have it numbered. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate that, man. I've actually been going through a TNG rewatch over the past 2 years. Just kind of, I'm on season 6, I think now. Just very slowly but surely, going through the motions, and I've seen most, if not all, of the episodes when I was a kid, but I've just been kind of going through the motions of rewatching it over the past 2 years. A couple episodes here, a couple episodes there, in no rush, just enjoying it. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate that, Tony. And Iron Honey, thank you so much once again. Thanks for the answer. You are a mainly Star Wars channel, but I would love seeing an overall review of Deep Space Nine. It's my favorite by far, The Inner Light. But thank you, The Inner Light. There you go, The Inner Light. Yeah, Deep Space Nine is my buddy's favorite too. And I believe the reason, maybe I could be confusing it with something else, but I think he said he liked it because it's the most kind of philosophical. I don't know how to interpret that. I don't know what he means by that. I don't know shit about the show. But yeah, man. I would love to give it a shot. And I've probably seen a few episodes of Voyager. Not much. So probably watch Deep Space Nine, then Voyager. We'll see. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I've never felt on the channel that people always say, why don't you make a second channel to talk about other stuff than Star Wars? I've never felt any kind of pressure to only talk about Star Wars on this channel. I've made science videos. I've reviewed other movies from time to time. I've just never felt pressure to talk to about or to not talk about other stuff than Star Wars, if that makes sense. And the only reason that I really don't is just a factor of time, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning every morning, and I have 4:30 to 6:30 in the morning every day is kind of my time to work on stuff, and that's it. Other than these streams, and that's really it. So I have to be very selective with what I make, and there's usually some Star Wars stuff to talk about, and that's it. But yeah, you can bet your ass if I start Deep Space Nine, I'll make some videos about it. Not a lot. I'll talk about my overall thoughts, but anyway, I appreciate that, Iron. So, all right, guys, this stream was earlier. This was a weird time for a stream, right? I usually do evening streams, which are at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time or 8 p.m. Eastern time. Or I do the occasional afternoon stream, which is like, 1 p.m. Eastern time? This started at like 3:30. Late, but it was fun. I like this. The only reason I could do it is because my parents are watching my daughter right now. They're on their way home to bring her. They're on their way back over to bring her over. So, time to whip up some dinner. Or get the, leftovers. I don't have to whip up dinner. Roast, mashed potatoes. Oh, can't wait. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This was a fun. I'm going to have to do more of these when I can, these afternoon streams, these later afternoon streams. So, got a video coming out tomorrow, which is titled Filler. I'm just kind of reading about people talking about, well, it started me reading about Mandalorian Reddit posts, people calling certain episodes of The Mandalorian filler. And then I started, thinking about, and then I started reading about Season 7 of The Clone Wars and people calling certain episodes, especially this past arc, filler. And I just kind of felt like turning on my microphone and talking. So that video is coming out tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. And then I have another video being made that is kind of about what it's a game, I guess. Let's say the internet goes out, you have 3 books, 3 movies to pick, physical media that you can have for 2 months. What do you pick? And I'm gonna go through my list. It's stupid. It's something to talk about. We're all kind of hunkered down, sitting at home, right? But yeah. Anyway, to everybody who super chatted this afternoon, I appreciate it. To everybody who hung out in the chat, thanks for hanging out in the chat. To everybody who listened and didn't say a damn word, thanks for listening and not saying a damn word. Oh Jesus, I almost said, did you guys see that? Obviously you couldn't because this is a pre-recorded something. But there is major lightning outside. So, here come the storms. Good. The grass needs it. Oh my God, I'm a suburban father. Holy shit. Holy shit, I'm a suburban dad. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. So yeah, I'll do a stream tomorrow evening. And I'll see you then. If I don't see you then, I'll see you when I see you. Cool. Alright. Until next time, enjoy your morning, your afternoon, your evening, wherever the hell you are on planet Earth. And I will catch you all on the Sully Hogs. Thank you so much for the final super chat and channel support. As for Empire at War, I can talk to the boys. Yeah, sounds good, man. Let's set it up. I will send somebody. We'll figure it out. Well, I'll send somebody a DM at some point. And we will, we'll get it sorted out. And I still want to see if it's like 4-on-4. Because I think it would be fun to get like teams of 4 on Discord. And play a little bit and record some game footage and whatnot. But anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of your evening, your morning, your afternoon, wherever the hell you are on planet Earth. And I will catch you all on the flip side. Let's end this thing with an upbeat. Oh, it started an upbeat song. All right, guys. See ya.